Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Tuesday, the 14th of December, comes to you from London. And we start by looking just at the energy market. I'm looking actually at UK gas curves this morning. These are the forward prices going into the future, and we see how 180 days ago we had gas prices sitting at these levels around the 70s, and these were the forward curves over the years ahead. And this is the monthly forward curves, and we're seeing here how that curve has just been dragged up at the front of the curve right into next year. So we're seeing the price that people are prepared to pay for gas into the future have really risen significantly. So it's really interesting. And of course, you can look at any of those prices to actually see the chart behind those forward prices. This model data is coming from EOX Live, and their curves are absolutely fantastic. I love using these. So it just shows you how the position has changed so much in the forwards market for energy, and that's going to sit with us for quite some time. Taking a look at the macro position, first of all, for the markets, we look at the dollar index, first of all. Dollar is rising above the cloud on bullish long term now. So this is my weekly, daily and 60-minute, my long term, medium term and short term view of the market with the corresponding point and figure targets, and we've got targets short term higher there, so that's looking bullish for the dollar. That, of course, means that the euro is looking weaker. So we are seeing here the euro is below the cloud, and that is quite key there as well. Looking at sterling, we're sitting at 132.17. Again, we're just struggling at the moment to break below the cloud there, and we're bearish on that medium-term chart. And if we look at Bitcoin, we're sitting at 47,300. So Bitcoin is certainly struggling. We're back below the cloud on the medium term, pulling right back. We still have the targets for 83,000 in place, but we're pushing now down to targets around 41,000, and that wouldn't deactivate these targets. It might actually line us up for a whole new buying thrust, but for the moment we are seeing medium term bearishness just creeping in there to Bitcoin. The S&P 500 index was down last night by nearly 1%, so we fell away there quite heavily, and that's significant. We're seeing the futures up this morning, up 0.26%. The European markets are up slightly, with the DAX in Germany up 0.3%. Asia was lower. We saw Japan down 0.2%. The Hang Seng continues to deteriorate. Evergrande, of course, has weighed heavily there, and we're seeing that as well. We're seeing gold lower, precious metals all lower. The only thing that's really rising this morning is bond yields, but only up by 0.01, so not much change there. Looking at the weekly energy mix now, we've got Brent Crude sitting at 74.91. Really struggling after that big fall away that we saw, back below the cloud. We were neutral this morning. We've got targets in both directions. Looking at US Natgas, that's now starting to look like it's deteriorating. We're falling away there as well, so back below the cloud there. Coal sitting at 122, so that's holding its strength. Emissions starting to look worrying this morning. We are just nudging this with downside targets all creeping in on the 1 minute. So if you're trading emissions, keep an eye on those 1 minute charts today. We've seen more new targets coming in. Does look like emissions is going to deteriorate. Gas prices still holding up strong. We've got MBP up 2.8%, TTF up just under 3%. Pushing us to new closing highs. If we hold these levels today, those would be new all-time closing highs. If we can get above that level that we closed at on the 5th of October, we were right on that level last night. If we close higher today, then we're at a new all-time closing high. And looking at German power, we're looking very strong here, again up at 205 euros. Who would have believed that price? So clearly higher than where we started, and so that's looking very strong for today with upside targets. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.